Hello, great people. Thank you for the opportunity to come to your space again. It's Higher Thought. In continuation of our last discussion, where we defined what humility is in regards to the root word humos and humanity, and we pointed out the connection among the three. I would like to talk to you today, or to share with you another thought. The thought I'm sharing with you today is from the book of Proverbs chapter 11, verse 2. It says, "When pride comes, then comes shame, but with humility is wisdom." When pride comes, then comes shame, but with humility is wisdom. When humanity lost humility in the Garden of Eden through Adam and Eve, something came: shame. Shame was the result of their loss of humility. Now, anywhere you find shame, you will always find pride. Look very closely, look around. Their relatives, you will always find pride. So what is pride? Pride, I would simply define pride to be the opposite of what we defined humility to be. Pride is thinking of ourselves too highly than what God thinks of us. Let me come again. When we think of ourselves too highly than what God thinks about us, then we are living in pride. Pride cannot cohabit with humility. Pride cannot cohabit with humility. They cannot stay in human being at the same time. It's either you are humble or you are proud. Being proud is to be detested by God. Being proud is to be hated by God. He said God can hate. God can hate, because the Bible makes us realize that He hates the proud. He looks at the proud from afar. He doesn't want to get even close to them. So, when we are not humble, we will definitely be proud. There's no middle way. There's no sitting on the fence in this case. It's either you are humble or you are proud. Now, man lost that. We lost humility. So shame was present, which gives us that inference that pride was available. Now, one of the things that is a pointer to this truth is that when Adam and Eve lost humility and shame was available for them, they did something. They looked for fig tree and covered themselves. They look for fig tree leaf to cover themselves up. So man began to take from the physical to determine the spiritual. Man was created to handle the physical through the spiritual. We are meant to deal with issues on earth by spiritual things, spiritual thoughts, higher thoughts. But man lost that place of gaining higher thoughts, the place of humility. And man was subjected to taking clues from the physical thing to deal with the spiritual. And that is the main problem that humanity has on earth. That is the main problem. Humanity could not get back to God. So, like I said in the previous broadcast, the only way back to God is when we go back to what He designed originally. Being humble. So, and today, let me show you something. Today we still do the same. Whenever anybody that has pride, anybody that is proud, that is running away from God, that is thinking of himself too highly than what God thoughts about him or what God thinks about him, constantly lives in shame. And the enemy will always, the devil, who is the enemy of God and the enemy of humanity, will always look for a way for them to cover it up. He always suggests a way or a means by which they will cover it up. It still happens today. Adam and Eve covered it up with leaf, with plants, with physical things. We still cover shame up today. People going into drugs, people going into smoking, things that will get them high, alcoholics. They just want to cover it up. And guess what? They use products from plants, just like the fig tree leaves that Adam used. They use something from the physical to cover up shame. It can't be covered up. And to be shameful is not the end of it. It only tells us that we are human. We are falling from that place. We are falling from that place of grace. It's only is a pointer to us that we're falling from the place of grace. You can get back there. Pardon the train horn. Pardon that. So we can get back to the place. It's a pointer. Shame is not the end of it. Shame is not meant to keep us in the pit. Is meant to restore us back to God. Is a pointer for us to go back to God, to run back to Him. I hope you stay with me more on this topic. There's still much more coming, and I really hope this is blessing you. And if it's blessing you, please share with other people, and the Lord will help us to think higher thoughts. Think like Christ. Thank you.